Hello everyone, it's Ty and Tony, and we're going to talk about how to implement the Advanced X strategy, which can be used to really juice your link wheels. And you should have, by now, you should have gotten the PDF file that's showing here on the screen that walks you through what you need in order to be successful with this strategy. And then Tony, I'm going to turn it over to Tony, and he's actually going to walk us through it step by step on how to implement it. So to get started, the things that you're going to want to have is you're going to want to have a set of 4 IFTTT link wheel accounts. So you're going to need one for your YouTube link wheel, one for your blog network, one for Vimeo, and one for Flickr. And then you're going to need to select out of those IFTTT sets, you want to select what we call dedicated accounts. And you want to have a YouTube channel, one channel. You want to have 3 G+ accounts. And another aspect of this that can really juice your traffic is Pinterest. So we've also added some steps along the way that will include Pinterest if you want to do that. This is important. Don't connect these YouTube accounts, because you want to make sure that you set them to share in the G account, the G+ accounts, and you don't want them auto-posting from YouTube or Hootsuite and then also getting posted from IFTTT. That's just going to give you duplicate content. So the other thing that you want to have ready is the content that you're going to be using to push through the link wheels, as well as the URLs that you're going to be promoting. So you're going to want to have one money video, which is posted separately to what we call your money YouTube channel, and then you're going to want 3 separate promotional videos. You know, a video for your YouTube link wheel, which can also be posted to your blog network. Then you need a separate video for Vimeo and yet another video for Flickr. And then you want to have your primary money or your promotional URL, and that's going to get used in your YouTube link wheel. And so you got to be real. You got to kind of pay attention and make sure you're putting the right content and promotional URLs where they belong, because this is a particular step and system that you want to put it in this order so that you don't cross post and create duplicate content. Then you're going to want your YouTube URL, which gets uploaded to YouTube and blog link wheel. And then you're going to need 2 buffer URLs, and we recommend creating press releases and Squidoo pages for those. And then you want to grab those URLs and utilize them in this strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Tony now and let him show us how to actually put this into motion.
Okay guys, so we're going to do some strategy video that covers the PDF that we sent out. So basically what Ty has just covered at the beginning of this video, we're going to do sort of live, and it's going to be in 2 parts, okay? So we're going to do this part first, do this setup here, and then tomorrow we will do these parts here, and we will start adding content as well. Okay, so today we're just going to run the software 4 times, 1 time on each, and I'll talk about why we're doing each at the time when we're actually doing it. So you can see version 2 is much nicer looking. It's a lot faster as well, and you can see I've been running it previously. Now what you want to do before you go in here and log into IFTTT is to go into one of the accounts. So I'm going to log into one. Let me just take one from Terry that we got done today. So that's Tamia. This one's called Tamia. Let me see if I've got her here. No. Okay, let's log in. Another one. Disappeared for some reason. Let's do that again. Copy and paste. So I've got my login details there. When I click start creating YouTube link wheel, that's going to go off and create a link wheel. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get into the IFTTT site first. Now I've already done mine, but what I need you to do before you do it is to go in there and make sure that you've got YouTube active and you've got some other accounts active as well. But let me just go over here to channels first. And you can see here that I needed to activate YouTube. You need to do that first before you run the software, okay? And you also need to do Facebook, but Facebook now is actually completely optional. And so is Storify. The way that I've done this is that we have the Facebook account activated, but we're not actually posting into that main account anyway. What we're doing is we're posting into a fan page. So what I've done here is I've used my main Facebook account and I've created some additional fan pages within my account. Okay, so that kind of keeps it away from the sort of main event of Facebook, and it's just used for link building purposes that way. Okay, and that way we hopefully can keep things a lot cleaner and a lot safer as well. You do want to spend a bit of time with Tumblr, with WordPress and Blogger, and make sure you build out those sites to make them look real, because what you're really doing is building some assets here. And what I mean by assets is you're building blog networks essentially, okay? And by doing that, what you're really doing is just adding really good content, hopefully, and you know, that just keeps, every time you upload a new video, it just goes off and gets syndicated to these sites. So we don't want them to get closed down. What we want to do is spend a few minutes, you know, 15-20 minutes in each of Blogger, WordPress and Tumblr, and if you do it nicely, then you'll get to keep these accounts longer term, you know. And if you can do that, then you've got some real assets in your hands. And every time you upload a video to YouTube, it gets link wheeled, it goes off in a blog network, and you know, you're getting guaranteed backlinks, instant backlinks, and they're very, very powerful as well. Okay, so that's what we want to do. That's the goal. That's what our aim is. So two things you really need to watch out for before you run the software is that you've got YouTube activated, and decide whether or not you want to use Facebook. If you do want to use Facebook, then you have to create some fan pages. It's not going to post into Facebook direct, but you need Facebook active to be able to make the fan page active. It cannot work any other way. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. I'm just going to log out here because I don't want to have any confusion with the software in case I'm not logged into the same one. But anyway, so what I want to do is put in the username, put in the password. This is for IFTTT.com. This is not for Backlink Commando members area. This is IFTTT.com. I've got it there 2 times, and then we just start creating link wheel, okay, and it will go off and create the recipes that we need. When you start up the software the first time for the version 2, you won't see this stuff here until you click the button. Once it's been run, once it stays there, okay, so don't get confused, because you can see that I've got mine done, but you can see now this is really fast. It's pretty slick now, and it's looking good. Much faster, much better. Now if you've got any accounts that recipes have already been done on, it will not overwrite them. Okay, so do not delete any accounts at all anymore. Never delete any accounts. Sorry, never delete any recipes ever again. Okay, just don't do it, because it will duplicate post, and IFTTT are just not responding every time we try to connect with them. Okay, so you can see that took about 2 minutes, really fast. Okay, and so I can go and log into another one now and do a different strategy, which is what I'm going to do. But first I want to log back into that account, that Tamiya one. Let's see, did it let me keep it? No. Okay. Paste. Okay, copy the username and paste. And now we got 12 recipes. Now what we need to do is to create recipes for Google+. Okay, but let's look at what we got. YouTube is now posting first to WordPress. This is really important, okay, because we can use a self-hosted WordPress just to make sure that syndication happens without any issues. If you're using a WordPress.com, you need to spend time and, you know, build out that site, change the theme on it, and yeah, I did a video inside the Facebook group, I believe, or it's on the YouTube channel. Go and check it out. I tried to just move through it very quickly. Go and change your header, change your design, put some SEO settings in there, make it look like a real blog, okay? Then it goes to Blogger, then it goes to Tumblr. Now Tumblr is really essential in this strategy, and it just came up in the last sort of week or so that people are having problems with Tumblr. And you know, in 6 months we've been doing this strategy, there's never been any issues with Tumblr whatsoever. So I'm not sure why that's happening, but go out and change design in Tumblr, spend a bit of time in there. It's going to be a real asset for you, okay? You can get you know, a decent bit of traffic from there as well if you build up really good content over time. And you can see then that Tumblr is posting to Facebook. By the time we get into the Facebook fan page, we've already created a sort of mini link wheel anyway, okay, between WordPress, Blogger and Tumblr. Okay, then it goes into Storify after that from Facebook, and we're doing YouTube direct over to WordPress. And you might get confused when you see they've got two here. One is uploading a new video and the other one is favoriting a video. So even if you favorite a video, and you can do that with someone else's video, then you can send that off in a link wheel as well. And then you can see that Tumblr kicks off again and posts over to Flickr, and then Flickr to LinkedIn. LinkedIn again, it's optional if you want to use it or not. I would suggest you don't use your main LinkedIn account, just use the one that's been created. And again, if you spend a few minutes in there, then you're building an asset, and then LinkedIn goes over to Twitter. And then we can see Tumblr again, you can see it's becoming a real asset in this particular strategy, and you can see it up at the top again with Hootsuite. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I'm finding a lot more power with Tumblr, and I think it's you know, it's just easier for ranking and stuff like that. And another reason is we really weren't having any problems with Tumblr until the last few days or so. But so Tumblr has gone over to Delicious, and also it's posting over to Hootsuite. Okay, so that's really, really important to get to know. Okay, so what we need to do now is we want to create a Google Plus feed. Okay, so all I need to do is I'm just going to, I don't have the link right on me right now, so I'm just going to put in Google Plus RSS feed. And this first top one is gplusrss.com. I'm going to go in there, and we can log in via Google. And you can choose any of these that you want to use. But whatever you're using for Google Plus, don't use it for the IFTTT stuff. Don't use it for any other Google Plus activity, okay? Because whatever you do, there's going to be link code. So just be very, very careful with that. Okay, so I'm going to take one that I really don't use that much as far as content. So I'll take, let's see. And you don't want YouTube posting to this particular Google Plus account either, because then you're going to have duplicate content. Let's try this one here. This one I don't really use. Click accept, and then ask for permissions. Okay, and you can see I've got a profile ID here. It just came up automatically. Now what I want is this here, this RSS feed here. I'm going to copy that and come back over to recipes. I'm going to click on create a recipe. If this, and come down, choose this orange feed button, new feed item, and put the feed URL in here, create the trigger, and that. Now here you can have two choices. You can post to WordPress, or you can post to Blogger and have it kick off from Blogger, whatever you want. I'm going to stick with WordPress. Let me just check what my WordPress one should be here. See, WordPress should be this. I actually prefer to use self-hosted. Create a post. I'm just going to make sure. Oh, we've got IFTTT, and now I need to get rid of that. We do not want IFTTT anywhere. Our mistake, we will get rid of that. And categories, you just put in here author, add, and you can add any other category you want. So I might want to put something like YouTube SEO for my stuff, for example. Tags, feed title, categories, yeah, and I'm going to put author name in here as well. There we go. And we can create the action. Right, now what that means is if I go over to Google Plus into that account and I want to share a link within Google Plus, then I'm just going to have a look what it actually looks like if I just go into Google. I'm going to profile here. Let's continue here. Right, so what it means is if I go in here and I share a link to anything at all, then it is going to get link wheeled. Okay, so I could put a Skidoo page, I could put a press release link in here, I can put a link to a video in here as well, and we cover some of that in the strategies when we come down a little bit here. And you can see that for the free Google Plus accounts, what we want to do is have some content. Ideally, what I would suggest is a press release, because they're really great if you can get a video in there. Use the Skidoo page and link to a money promotional URL. This ideally is going to be the URL that you're promoting via the YouTube description from the YouTube video that you upload, because what we're going to be doing here is creating one good piece of content that we want to rank on YouTube, and that will go to the blog network and it will go to YouTube link wheel, and then we're going to do a Flickr link wheel and a Vimeo link wheel in the description of those two, with two different pieces of content, one piece of content for Flickr, one for Vimeo. In the description for both of those, we're going to have a link to the YouTube video, but the YouTube video that you upload should have a link in the description. That will be what we can call an ultimate money URL. Okay, that's the thing that you want to promote, whether it's a squeeze page, sales page, or whatever it might be. Okay, so that's the one that we want to put at that part of the strategy, which we're going to cover tomorrow. Right, so let's go back. We set this up. I've now got 30 in recipes. You can do Pinterest, it's optional. If you want to do Pinterest, so let's just go and find Pinterest. Ideally what you want is a Pinterest board if you're going to do this strategy, but it's optional. You can actually just put Pinterest via the Google Plus. It's pretty cool actually. We're doing link codes from Google Plus. Just see how to create RSS feeds for users. I'm just going to grab from this guy. I do have it on the PDF in the Facebook page, but I don't have it on this computer, I don't think. Okay. Right, this is the link for Pinterest board. So basically what we can do here, just go over to Pinterest. What you want to do is change your name, your username in here. So mine is going to be Tony Hayes. And here will be your board. So I'm just going to remember what is the name of my board. I'll choose which one I want to use. Okay. My boards. You can see I've got 6 here. WordPress, SEO and YouTube SEO training. So if I want to use this one here, I'm going to take that part and add it into the RSS. Just saying, actually that doesn't look right. We need an RSS at the end. Yeah. So yeah, all we need to do is add the RSS at the end here. Okay. And take off that /. Pardon me. So this is my Pinterest RSS for that particular board. Okay, you can see it's down now. Again, it's in the members area. Look for the PDF file that says, I think it's called, I'll put it in again. I think it's called Essential YouTube RSS Feeds, but I might have just the YouTube ones in it, but we'll add it in there anyway. But there's definitely one within the member area. Or the file section of Facebook, sorry, I've just got diverted my attention there. So what I want to do now is I'm going to come back up to IFTTT and I'm going to click on create recipe, this, and we're going to choose feed again, create a new item, post that in there. Let's just check, make sure, and you can see it's got all the posts and stuff I did there, that the RSS feed is actually working. Create the trigger, then that, and again you can choose what Blogger or WordPress. I'm going to choose WordPress. Create a post, and again, let's see, we've got title, body, everything else. Make sure you take off that IFTTT thing in here, and I'm going to keep keyword. That's the same as my Pinterest board. YouTube SEO, video marketing, SEO, that kind of stuff. And you can also put in here Pinterest if you want to, but maybe a good idea just to put author name or something. Add and create an action. Now remember, everything that you put into that particular Pinterest board will get link code. Just be very, very careful what you put in there. So that's done. Now 14 recipes, you can see. So we've got the Google Plus going into WordPress, and we've got Pinterest board going into WordPress. Use those wisely, okay? You want to have good content going into these, and you can do link codes from Google Plus and from Pinterest. Pretty cool, huh? Right, so I'm going to log out of this one, and then very, very important, the next one that we're going to do is going to be Blog Network, and we're using the same YouTube channel. Has to be the same YouTube channel. So now I'm going to go over to number 4 from Terry's accounts that she gave to me, and I'm going to get in here, sign in. Right, now very, very important, come in again to the channels. Make sure you activate YouTube. If you want to use Facebook, make sure you activate Facebook. You want to deactivate Hootsuite. You must deactivate Hootsuite, because we're using the same YouTube channel for the blog network as we are for the link wheel. And if you do not deactivate Hootsuite, you are going to have a situation where you have got double posting getting into those sites. Okay, so Hootsuite is deactivated now. Okay, so important again, very, very important. When we come back into the software now, we're going over to IFTTT Blog Network. Okay, we've done one YouTube link wheel. Now we are going to do Blog Network. Okay, so I'll take a 4th account that I got Terry to do for me, and let me just double check these settings. Yeah, number 4. Everything's good there. So what I want to do now is to start creating Blog Network. Okay, so just click on that. It will go off. And what you can see here, you can see the difference between Blog Network and doing link wheels. I don't want to activate Hootsuite. Because of that, I'm just going to get rid of that, and it should just start kicking off at the next one. Just click that little top cross at the top, and it just ignores it. And you can see here what I was talking about, the strategy here is just YouTube's it everywhere really, and just very, very simple automation at this point. And you can see here that Facebook is still active in here. That's okay, because it's just direct. It's not going to be any sort of syndication in between where you're going to have multiple links and stuff like that, as it sometimes does. but we've done our best to get rid of that. Okay, really fast again. Boom, so hold on. There we go. So we've got one YouTube blog network, YouTube to everywhere else, no interlinking. We've done one IFTTT link wheel, and now we want to do a Vimeo and a Flickr, right? So what we're going to do this time is I'm going to use two of my old IFTTT accounts, right? I don't really care about the Flickr and Vimeo so much, but we will reuse these multiple times. Okay, so every time I do a new YouTube channel, I'm going to have two new IFTTT accounts, which I'm going to do the link wheel and the blog network, and I'm going to reuse the same accounts, IFTTT accounts, multiple times over different campaigns for Vimeo and Flickr. I don't really care about this so much. This is just support. Ideally you want to keep it relevant if you can, but for what I do it's all going to be kind of relevant anyway, so no big deal for me. But if you're jumping between different niches, then maybe you're going to think to, especially for the Vimeo one, not so much the Flickr, but for the Vimeo one, you're going to think probably it's best to keep the Vimeo account where it's kind of relevant, at least in a general sense anyway. So if you're doing something like dog training, book reviews, or if you're doing how to make your own pet food and stuff like that, that would be okay, because it's kind of general, similar relevancy kind of thing. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take some login details from a previous account, one that I know that it's not really that good anymore because it had been maybe duplicate posting or something like that. So I'm going to choose this one here, and I just need to go and grab the username and password. So I'll pause the video while I do that. Okay, so I've taken the username and password. Now if I log into that account, you can see that I've actually gone in there previously, earlier today, and I've deleted all recipes. I've kept one recipe in there, and that's because it still has an active Zootool account. I managed to get a Zootool account before they stopped accepting registrations, which seemed to have happened right on the same time where we had launched Backlink Commando. But previous to that, we were using Zootool for quite a long time, for several months. So I'm keeping that one in here. I don't want to lose that. Okay. So what I want to do now is go back over software, and now I'm in IFTTT Vimeo, and just click Start Creating Recipes. And it will just go off and create them for me. Yeah, this is much better now. So much faster. Right, so that's that one done almost. And so we've now set up that whenever we're going to post a video to Vimeo, the strategy will be that we put a link to the YouTube video. Okay, so every time you upload a new video to YouTube, you want to have a piece of content. If it's a really important piece of content in YouTube that you want to get ranked, you want to create another piece of content for Vimeo and another piece of content for Flickr, and in the description for Vimeo and for Flickr you're going to put a link to that YouTube one. Okay, so we're building another tier around it. Okay, and that's going to give it even more power. So the next one we want to do is Flickr. So I'm going to just do the same thing again, just run it and use an old account, which you don't really need to watch me do, because it's just a matter of putting username and password in here and clicking this button. There's only one button there, and it goes off and does it. Okay, actually let me just do it because I don't want any more confusion. Okay, so the final one, the Flickr one, just gonna let that one go. And what you want to do is you want to keep your Excel file. Just create an Excel file where you've got the username, your IFTTT account, and what it's doing. Okay, and we provided that inside the members area, so you can keep a track. So I know this one is doing Flickr, and I know this one is doing Vimeo, I know this one is doing blog networks, and I know this one is doing link wheels from YouTube, okay? And it's really easy from there to keep a track. So that's one complete campaign, but you can reuse the Vimeo and Flickr again and again. Just whenever you do it on your YouTube channel, have 2 new accounts, okay? One for Blog Network and one for YouTube. I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but we keep getting asked the same questions again and again. And if it takes me being repetitive for people to get it, then it has to be done that way. Okay, so that's almost done. And I'm going to end this video here because we're probably about 25 minutes now. So tomorrow we're going to start adding some content and we'll go through the content strategy. Okay, but I need to create 2 more Google Plus accounts that I'm going to use for the strategy, and I need to create 3 pieces of content. Okay, 1 main piece of content that I want to get ranked, and 2 promotional pieces of content that is going to support that main piece of content, and they will be posted to Vimeo and to Flickr, and the main piece of content will be posted to YouTube. And then we have more or less a complete strategy, except that we want to have a press release and we want to have a Squidoo page, which, you know, can take as little time as you want or as much time as you want, really depending on how you want to do it. Okay, I'll cover some gigs on Fiverr for press release. You can even get a Squidoo page done on Fiverr if you want, but it really takes just a few minutes. You shouldn't waste any money on that. And then we're going to have 1 piece of content for Google Plus that we're going to be promoting as well. Okay, so the 3 pieces of content: the press release, the link, the Squidoo page, and the ultimate money URL that we're linking to from YouTube description. All of these will get posted to Google Plus, okay, and there will be a link code from there. So you can see this strategy just keeps building and it gets more and more powerful, and it's really, really easy to do. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow.